All right, what up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of the Crypto Breakdown. I am your host, Ryan Matta. Coin of the day, Flux. Can this coin 2x, 5x, 10x? Is this all Flux had in store? Or is the snapshot on October 5th going to send Flux on its next rally? Your guess is as good as mine. Let's dive deep. So if we take a look at Flux on CoinMarketCap, we can see that Flux currently has a circulating supply of 276 million coins out in circulation. If we jump back over to Flux about a month ago, we can see that the circulating supply that I had on Flux was 256 million. Today, the price of Flux is $1.09. So if we take the circulating supply, we times that by the price, that gives us a market cap. So there's roughly $300 million worth of Flux out in circulation. Taking a look at Flux's tokenomics, if you invested in Flux today at $1.10 and the market cap is 300 million, for you to 2x on that investment and for price to hit 220, market cap would need to be 600 million. For you to 10x on that investment and price to hit $11, market cap would need to be 3 billion. 20x, $22, 6 billion. 100x, $110, 30 billion. And for you to 1000x on a Flux investment and for the price of Flux to hit $1,100, the market cap would need to be $60 billion. It's quite high. So if we just take a look at some random projects, right? Solana, 80 billion, Shiba, 41 billion, Luna, 36 billion, Avalanche, 30 billion. Take even some gaming cryptos, Mana, 10 billion, Axie, 9.5 billion, Sandbox, 7.5 billion, ApeCoin, 4.5 billion, Zilliqa, 1.3 billion. Now, if we jump over here and we take a look at Flux's difficulty, check that out, guys. That is freaking insane. When we talk about the merge and hash power shifting over to Flux, whoa. I didn't even know this before I just looked at this today. Look at Flux's previous all-time high. Actually, I think it was at 36. I think it was over here on August 28th. Look at that hash power. Oh my gosh. Flux's network difficulty almost at 100,000. Whoa, Flux. Oh my gosh. Jeez, oh Pete, look at the net hash. Wow, Flux, you just outdid yourself. That just shows you how much power just switched over to Flux. Oh my lord. So what network difficulty and hash rate means? That means that there are more people putting mining equipment and turning mining equipment on, and that decentralizes the network. Every time one more miner comes on, the network gets that much more secure. Every time one more miner turns on, the network gets that much more decentralized. And this is the best part about proof of work. The amount of coins that you own does not dictate your voting power in the network. We just seen the network difficulty increase from 3 million to almost 8 million. That means that the Flux network is roughly 200% more decentralized and 200% larger than it was 60 days ago. Let's up and go Flux, baby. Now, the next site to check out is Lunar Crush. Lunar Crush tracks cryptocurrencies based off of popularity, and Shiba and Doge taught us a lot. You have to be able to grow a project that has value, but you also have to be able to get the attention and build a community. And check this out. Social mentions up 76%, engagement up 80%, dominance up 73%, social contributions up 17.3%, shared links up 66%, spam volume is down 14%, which you want to see, market cap up by 12%, price against BTC up 30%, bullish sentiment up 73.6%, bearish sentiment up 90.5%, Reddit volume up 131%, medium volume down, YouTube volume down, and market dominance down. The next site to check out is CoinCodex. CoinCodex uses machine learning and AI indicators to make price predictions. So they're predicting that over the next 5 days, Flux is going down to 84 cents, 1 month 88 cents. Then they're expecting over the next 3 months for Flux to hit a target of $3.87, 6 months $11.59, and 1 year they're saying $14.71. Drastically different than what they were saying. These machine learning AI indicators get smarter over time. The more data that they analyze about a project, the better predictions that they make. So according to our current Flux price predictions, the value of Flux is predicted to drop by 22% and reach a target of 84 cents by September 21st of 2022. According to our technical indicators, the current sentiment is bearish, while the fear and greed index is showing extreme fear. Flux recorded 15 out of 30 green days with an average price velocity of 14.78%. Taking a look at their indicators, internet growth says buy, Google growth says strong buy, Facebook growth says strong buy, and mobile, the current sentiment is bearish with 45% bullish, 54% bearish. If we take a look at the highlights on Flux, prices increased by 135% in the last year. Flux has outperformed 99% of top 100 crypto assets over the last year. It's outperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's trading above the 200-day simple moving average, has high liquidity based on market cap. It's trading on Binance, and it's trading with the US dollar. Risk analysis said only 14 out of 30 green days, down 67% from its all-time high. Yearly inflation rate is 48%. And to circle back on that, right? Last month, today, supply is 276 million. Last month when I made this exact same video, supply was only 258 million. So basically in the last 30 days, Flux has put another 20 million coins out in circulation. So Flux is constantly rewarding people, but that's by design. And as long as price is holding up, they are creating more demand for the asset than they are putting out into circulation. So now if we swing over here and we take a look at Flux on the charts, one of the most important things that I always like to point out to people and remind everybody is how has your asset been performing over the last year? So if you ever want to know how your asset or if you've made a smart or bad investment into a crypto, if you come over to summer in July of 2021 and you measure from the summer low, the most bearish it got during that first peak after the first time Bitcoin crashed down before it ran up and put in that new all-time high at 60. If you take a look at summer of 2021 and you say, okay, where was the price of an asset at then? Fast forward 1 year later, when the market got super bearish again, where did the asset end up at? And Flux was up roughly about, I don't know, like 300 or 400%, maybe even 500% from its summer low. So that's huge. That means that there are more people wanting to buy and hodl Flux because there's more of a demand for it than there was a year ago. If the asset is putting in new lower lows, that means over the last year, your blockchain hasn't been able to do anything to incentivize more people to hodl that asset. So anytime I see a product putting in lower lows, instant red flag, and I start to really question if that product actually can do what they say they can do. So now Flux, in the worst part of a bear market during this rally, Flux just ran up over 247%. And we can see by just taking a look at obvious network growth adoption, there is a lot more demand for the Flux asset. Now, this is what I love about Flux. Flux also has a snapshot on October 5th. So if you're holding Flux, you just have to have it in your Zelcore wallet. They are going to airdrop you 5%. So if you had $100,000 in your Flux wallet, you're going to get airdropped $5,000 worth of Flux for free for doing absolutely nothing. And then same with your setting up nodes, you're running validators. All of these things are going to get incentivized on October 5th. And last time we've seen the same thing happen. Flux rallied pretty hard. So with all the big news, was this 240% rally all Flux has? I'm not sure. I just think that at some point over the next couple of weeks, we're going to see another decent rally on Flux. And based off the Fibonacci and market structure, we're going to be looking for a target on the next push up to about 204. And then you can see up here, we have this key area of resistance. So it'd be awesome to see Flux run up to 204. Hit a peak after the snapshot and then retrace it back down and end up somewhere around $1.36. That would be absolute best case. If Flux can do that, I think at some point in 2023, we're going to see Flux back upwards around $3.01, give or take, especially with other new announcements and partnerships and everything like that they got going on. Now let's play devil's advocate. Let's play worst case scenario. So worst case, you don't have any Flux, you add some Flux to your portfolio. You could have done it today for about $1, $1.05. So worst case that this support doesn't hold here at $1.05, the next support is going to be down here at about 79 cents, give or take. And that's exactly where Coin Codex was saying that Flux is most likely going to come down to somewhere around 84 cents. Could it happen? Absolutely. We did complete our Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So from a TA standpoint, leg 1 complete. This will turn into our macro 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if that was a macro leg set, perfect Elliott wave market structure, everything about that was absolutely beautiful. If that was the case, your Elliott wave market structure would be calling for 101, which that target already hit. It's starting to push back up. We could have definitely retraced there. But these would be your 3 key retrace targets after Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. I personally don't think we're going to see Flux break back below 60 cents. We have this key area of support. Flux has been doing so good. Even if the market goes completely bearish, epic collapse, I would say 60 cents would be the lowest that I would ever see Flux go. But let me remind you, every time I put these lower targets on Flux, go back and watch any of my Flux videos, they never freaking hit. They never hit, man. I was planning to pack my bags pretty big on Flux down here. I was expecting it to come down to this 31 cent target range and find support here because there was such a major area of support here, but it just never made it all the way down. It stopped at 39. So when I refer to Flux, I like to call Flux the king of demand. Dan Keller, the Flux team, Parker, Trunk, they have been doing an absolute fantastic job at making sure that everything in the Flux ecosystem revolves around Flux. Anything you do on Flux, you have to use Flux. Anything you do in Zelcore, you got to use Flux. Anytime you want to stand up a node, you need Flux. Anytime you need to run a validator, you need Flux. Anytime you need to do anything, you need Flux. So Flux has created this massive demand for Flux. And what's even more cool is anytime you buy merch in the Flux merch store, what Flux does is they automatically convert those dollars to Flux and they buy Flux off the open market with it. So it's really cool. They've created this unique environment where everything revolves around Flux. And take a look at price, up 245% when most of the market's either up 50% or if not down more. So keep it up, Flux. Can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Peace.